And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Anzac Weekend Dota 2 Championship. I'm Omega Kai, hopefully your favorite caster, if you haven't heard of me before. Welcome indeed to this New Zealand specific tournament that's running over the Anzac Weekend, or the Australian New Zealand Army Corps Weekend, with the finals happening on Sunday, I believe. Just let me double check those details. I don't want to set you wrong. Monday, the finals, both the lower bracket final and the grand final happening around 6 o'clock New Zealand time on Monday. So stay tuned for that, I guess, if you're watching this. As I said before, I'm Omega Kai.
10 seconds
the castle, the spectacular, the vernacular, the adaptable, the discreet, the respectable, and the mature
5 seconds
caster.
remaining.
I'm joined this afternoon by Sir Jeffers, who's both a
Dire team
charismatic
pick
and humorous caster. How you going, buddy? Are you there? Can you hear me? I'm not sure if you can hear me. Perhaps you can't hear me. Let's just double check those volumes here. Technical difficulties, day one. In any case, this is the first cast from me in the
Radiant team pick.
This is the first cast from me in this particular series. So let's get into the draft before us anyway, and see which team, who has picked what. On the side of Big and Nick, it's very hard to say, by the way. The phonetic sounding of that makes you want to say other words. You just worded it out yourself, but as you can see there, it's got DBN picking up both Vengeful Spirit and Scarf Mage for the first two heroes. This leads into a very strong, capable roaming combo, and also can set the path, or at least the way, for a good Faceless Void pickup if they want to go into there. On the side of Streamline, a team which I know a little bit about, which I'll cover very shortly, they go with a Lion pickup.
Dire team bad.
One of the highest pickup rates in the Oceanic region, particularly for the New Zealand scene in terms of 5-core support. So Lion being picked up here, potentially going to be played by Rain, who we know from Streamline, international Australian / New Zealand team.
10 seconds remaining.
At least Streamline in the New Zealand scene with a couple of stand-ins there.
5
and they got
seconds
Juggernaut,
remaining.
another favourite within the Oceanic, particularly at this end of the world, New Zealand. We see a lot of Juggernaut play. So these two heroes, they see a lot of play in the New Zealand gaming market, or the New Zealand Dota 2 scene. So it's good to see that those two heroes are there. Let's have a look at the bands though.
Oh shit!
BDN, they banned out the Bat Rider, one of those heroes that kind of commands and demands. I can hear my co-caster, but they kind of commands the mid lane, and also really great flash farmer. Bans out the Troll Warlord, which is another really great pusher, and one of these heroes that can sort of just jungle a little bit, or pseudo jungle, and just emerge in good capable form. And hopefully, I'm now joined by Sir Jeffers. Are you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, you guys, how's it going?
Good. What do you think of the actual pickups so far? What do you think about the Vengeful Scarra pickup there from BDN?
Well, it's just straight off the bat, really two strong support pickups. And when you pick up your support straight off the bat, you don't know what's going to happen, what their cores are going to be. So it's a strong draft already, I think.
As I was saying before, I believed that these two heroes were going to be picked up into
5 seconds remaining.
My perspective is a very strong roaming combo, and also has the potential to fall into a Faceless Void.
Dire team
bad. Of course, he has been banned out, and that synergizes so well with Scarf Mage.
Yeah, actually, Faceless Void is really always good synergy with Scarf Mage, and not to mention they've already got a Vengeful Spirit, so they can't really pick that up to counter. So Vengeful Spirit is always a strong counter to Faceless Void, because if you chrono someone, Venge can always just swap them out.
Yeah, and also on that note, Axe has been banned out by Streamline, so that gives them even more reason to pick up the Faceless Void. So very good possibilities here for BDN anyway in terms of this particular matchup. Just going to go a little bit into the team history. Team Streamline, as I said before, they were a New Zealand / Australian team. They play reasonably well within the Oceanic region, and also dabble a little bit into the Southeast Asian Dota scene. They're led by, well, they're not led by, but they have Rain, who was a former member of Mecha TT Esports, a very solid support player, and we see him featuring in a number of matches, high-ranked matches in the Australian scene. On the side of
Templar Assassin,
we have Puditang. And Puditang is a hero, a player I know from sorry, not from DBN, but from BNZ, as you can see in this particular name, he's got it at the front there. BNZ was the Ballers of New Zealand. They made it all the way through to the grand finals of the Open Qualifier 1, which we had about 3 months ago. They got second place. They didn't manage to beat out King Hypnoto for first position, but they got second. So I know that at least him, in terms of his offlane support, particularly with the Clockwork, is very, very strong. We saw him play Clockwork exclusively almost through that series. So
5 seconds remaining.
And I know that the captain or one of the players of this team also belongs to
Reserve time.
I thought they were called the Forthcoming, or they were called Dream Team. They came second at Digital Nations in New Zealand, which is a LAN event in Auckland, New Zealand, last year, the end of last year. So I know that they have the components for a really good team makeup. Whether or not they can execute that is yet to be seen. But back into the draft, what do you think about this Temple Assassin pickup?
Well, it is strong. It's not too bad against the Jug, but I think they might have picked it up because the Sniper's already banned out. I guess Sniper's a really strong counter to TA in lane because of the shrapnel. I'm not too sure really. I'm not too sure where they're trying to go with this. It is really good armor reduction with the Venge and her meld as well. So I don't know, maybe they're going for that high physical reduce armor strat.
The lineup to me, it just seems slightly aggressive because, you know, TA, really good mid hero that's going to rotate, or even in sort of a, not off lane, but even if potentially, but really good sort of the tri-lane hero that can rotate really early, as opposed to some of the other mid heroes that have to kind of wait to that level 7 mark before they can get off the mark and look to go get kills. Temple Assassin just needs to get a couple of early runes, you know, level 3 can rotate if she gets the right runes. So I think this kind of synergizes with the Skywrath Mage and the Vengeful Spirit in terms of roaming. So it could be a really aggressive roaming game, or at least team kill game that they're looking to play it here against Streamline.
Not too sure about that Shadow Fiend pickup, to be honest, unless they're putting him in the safe lane, but then I'm not too sure what they're going to do with the Jug. TA is a bit of a counter to Shadow Fiend because obviously with the refraction procs, he's not going to really take any damage from the Shadow Rays, and then he can just slow him and run up and kill him. So I'm not too sure about that Shadow Fiend pickup.
Yeah, this could be more of a play for the late game. They know that Juggernaut does excel into the late game with the capability of, you know, obviously with Ags or
5 seconds remaining,
can really start to do some damage. Same as Shadow Fiend, as you rightly pointed out. Templar Assassin kind of counters the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend's not really going to be able to shut down Templar Assassin, but maybe they believe that she is going to be rotating a lot or missing from lane a lot, and so Shadow Fiend's just going to sit tight, pick up those CS where he can, and sort of hopefully go through to the late game where Shadow Fiend generally starts to excel, so or sort of the end of the mid phase. So that could be their strategy. Interesting to see they picked up that Clockwork there.
Yeah, I think from what I can see already, it pretty looks like a standard laney phase with Clock on the off lane, TA mid, Venge and Sky probably going to be supporting and doing rotations. Not really sure why they picked these heroes up, because just off seeing TA and Clock, you already kind of assume what they're going to pick up. See what they're going to draft now, or where they're going to lane anyway, which you didn't really know with the Venge Sky pickup. I mean, unless they're going to do some sort of offensive tri-lane with the Venge and Sky and put Clock solo top. I'm not too sure yet, but to me, the laning phase is already pretty predictable from DBN.
Yeah, I was thinking, you know, this is clearly, as I alluded to before, PTT played exclusively Clockwork all the way through the NZN 2015, the stage
10 seconds remaining.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be his hero, and he's going to be sitting in the off lane. And we did
5 seconds remaining.
High-level plays from Clockwork, particularly some really critical initiations that he was able to pull off. And this kind of doesn't necessarily work well in their favor because there's a Shadow Fiend there, and of course if Clockwork manages to initiate on, say, let's say Juggernaut or Witch Doctor, Shadow Fiend's just going to be like, you're a prime target for Raze, so it could work
10 seconds remaining.
They go into a Witch Doctor pickup.
5 seconds
remaining.
Kind of counteracts Clockwork a little bit. If he is to initiate on somebody else, you know, and Ult he's trapped in his cogs, and Ult's going to get at least a few seconds of channel out of that.
Yeah, well, I'm not too sure myself. Usually you want to pick up Witch Doctor if there's not too many people to cancel the ulti, but Venge Full Spirit is always a good way to counter Witch Doctor with the swap. Skywrath with the slow. I mean, with the Ancient Seal. I don't know. It's a very interesting pickup. So I feel like what these teams are doing is they're not really looking to out draft the opponent. They're just, I think they've already got a set draft in mind. and they're already set on putting that through.
10
Now, we see
seconds
this often
remaining.
in sort of the higher end level of Dota that teams sometimes
5
ignore the
seconds
draft of the
remaining.
enemy team. They pick their own draft and the
Radiant
strategy is
team
basically just to
banned.
execute their own strategy before the enemy team can execute their strategy. So
Yeah.
in this case, if I was on Team Streamline, I would be thinking a little bit conservatively how we want to play. I'd be thinking, hey, look, there's going to be a lot of
Dire team pick.
rotation. They got Template, they got Scarf Mage, they got Vengeful. They can rotate and gank a lot more effectively than we can with our Lion and our Witch Doctor. So safe bet is the way I'd be looking to play. Long game is the way I'd be looking to play because I have a Juggernaut, I had a Shadow Fiend, and just trying to shut down that Temple Assassin where I can at this point in time is going to give us at least a carry advantage into the sort of late game phase. So because we see here they've got a Vengeful Spirit, she can pseudo carry if she gets
10
the right
seconds remaining.
and the right setup. But there's so many
5 seconds remaining.
that sometimes it's often just better sitting into a support role. But
Radiant
they do
Phantom
go
Lancer.
into the cancer of Dota.
Yeah, well, I think that's actually a pretty good pickup because if you look at Team Streamline, they don't really have anything to deal with that illusions from Phantom Lancer besides if Jug gets maybe a Battle Fury. Shadow Fiend would probably just get surrounded by him, and yeah, they don't really have anything to deal with him, so it'll be interesting to see what they pick up now because from what I can see, they'll probably need to pick up an offlaner.
10 seconds
They're going to have to look
remaining.
to potentially play in an untraditional format in terms of the
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, I don't see Earthshaker fulfilling an off-lane role, but here Earthshaker
Reserve
will
time.
against Phantom Lancer, but they go with the Magnus.
Yeah,
Nice.
there you go.
Dire
Yeah, so Magnus will be good because then Juggernaut doesn't actually have to go for the Battle Fury. He can just empower him, and he can always jump in and then do the good old RP, and then they can burst him down that way as well.
We'll just go quickly to transition screen between the two levels. Of course, it is Streamline versus the DBN, and we'll be back in game very shortly. We're into the game. Let's have a look at the teams. I'm going to cover for the Dire, and I'm just going to cover off the.
Prepare for battle.
On the side of the Dire, we got Elf Street being played by the Phantom Lancer. Putitang playing that Clockwork, of course. Hudamakin playing the Temple Assassin in the mid lane. I don't know how to say the name of the Scarif Mage, but he's being played by somebody. And Spectic Chase being played by the Vengeful Spirit. Who we got on the Radiant side, and who's playing what hero? Go Sir Jeffers, what do you reckon on the Radiant side? Who's playing what heroes?
Oh, okay, we got Rain on the Witch Doctor. So who's playing the Jug here? Lead the Masses. I've actually never seen this guy play before. And we got XYZ on the line. Got a Force Cone up as well. And SF we've got Scar Fusion. And on the offlane Mag we've got David playing there. And he's actually pretty standard. Just got the boots of speed so he can run away. But I'm not too sure if that's going to help him against the Scar Venge. He might have a bit of trouble on that offlane. It's going to be quite hard.
Yeah, I'm thinking you might want to enable. So, I don't know if you're in game. Yeah, in-game volume is good. Sweet. Yeah, I was gonna say we saw this in the NZM. We saw Untamed playing a Magnus in the off lane, and it didn't work out because he didn't get that Blink Dagger early enough. In fact, I think he only got it right at the end of the game. So this could be the same sort of scenario here. If
30 seconds to battle.
If he gets shut down, if he doesn't get a decent amount of farm, he's not going to have that mid-game impact that you expect him to have. He's not going to be able to blink RP or blink skewer when you need him to. So David, he's really going to be up against a sort of a hard place or a brick wall in this particular scenario. But you never know. It all comes down to player skill. He might be able to just sneak away with that CS to get that blink dagger early enough. Yeah,
definitely. Well, you can already see some pretty standard warding as well from both offlaners. Old Magnus has put our onto. I don't know if that actually blocks. We'll probably see soon. And Clock's actually given him a pretty good ward. I think it's actually quite a hard one to find. Just so he knows that when the supports are coming. But yeah, I am actually interested to see if this ward will actually block the camp. I'm not too sure if it does.
Yeah, it should do. It should do. I believe that will block the camp. If not, at least he knows when he's pulling and he can look to get in a range for CS, knowing in comfort that he can stay within range for XP, but not necessarily get spotted out and not necessarily get ganked. So it gives him opportunity at least to pick up CS if you want, or well, CS by proxy if he wants to in terms of...
just sapping the XP, and it actually doesn't. Actually doesn't block it.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that we saw DBN picked up a smoke early. They smoked up, but didn't make use of it. They didn't block out the camps as I thought they would. They put this really kind of obscure ward here. I'm not sure if it's not actually pinging. Why is it not pinging? There we go. Hey,
oh, there we go, yeah.
Yeah, this obscure ward that's in a position that's unlikely to get counter-warded, but at the same time, it's not going to reveal a tremendous amount of...
We've actually got Jug diving under... Oh, no, he backs out now. He's been really aggressive. He actually dived under the tier 1, took a lot of damage to push off Clockwork. But, I mean, I don't know if that's actually the smartest thing to do. He's got 2 salves. He's going to stay in lane. It's going to be quite hard to burn through both of those salves.
Yeah, and also, we know Clockwork with those cogs has the potential to trap the Juggernaut into a position where he wasn't expecting. If he overextends, he could be trapped under towering cogs, so it's a bit of a risk, you know. So the aggression here, though, is because they know they can't probably outplay them in terms of the long game. They were initially going for a long game setup. They had the Juggernaut, they had the SF. Now they have to be a little bit more aggressive because everybody knows how Castellanza works. If he gets a decent enough farm, he's just so difficult to shut down, particularly with their setup. They don't have that great AoE encapsulation that you like to see on teams that counteract the Castellanza.
Yeah, or just at least having some sort of lockdown like a sheep. But I guess they do have that with the Lion. But I mean, honestly, if they don't sheep him first, he's just going to surround the supports. And they're really easy kills. Witch Doctor Lion, they don't really have too much to deal with the Castellanza.
Taking a quick look at CS while we have a look around the map here. All potential rotation into middle. Sacrificium could be in for trouble for Skyrath base picks up the invisibility rune and he is primed for a gank, but they don't have a stun. They have to rely on slowing and they don't have a lot, so I think this is going to be a bit of a hit and miss. Yeah, there you go, Skyrath Mage reveals himself, so they can't actually make great use of it.
Yeah, well, TA didn't have any mana for a refraction, so she wouldn't be able to do much damage. I'm actually surprised. The SF's actually doing really, really well. 13 last hits, 11 denies compared to 8 to 4. He's definitely dominating the lane so far.
Yeah, so
not what you would expect this early, I guess.
I guess here their strategy is just farm up as much CS, ignore the TA to a certain extent, because he already knows without help he can't take it down. The refractions are really going to just eat away at any kind of DPS he can throw out, so he's just ignoring her to a certain extent and just looking to pick up CS and just get those soul count, to get that soul count up, and that's working out. And we said that early on in the draft that that's kind of what he's hoping on. He's hoping that TA does go missing and does go for ganks and doesn't find anything, God forbid, and that he can just sit there and just farm it up and go for what could be the late game.
Yeah, well, I mean, ever since that change in 6.83 where he got the extra damage on Shadow Rays, he's always been strong because he can farm the lane so efficiently. So yeah, I think he's just ignoring the TA and just focusing on his farm, and he's doing a really good job of it. 16 denies, that's a lot. It's actually, you can already see it. He's already level 5 and the TA's half a level down thanks to that.
Yeah, you can also see in the bottom lane it is Juggernaut who is also going toe-to-toe with his counterpart in the mid lane, going 23 for 6 in terms of CS. Oh, I hear Clockwork clogging it up, but I think as a result of that, there's harassment around the room, no first blood opportunities here yet, but there's a lot of dire positioning around the mid lane. Those ganks, those two heroes that we talked about, Skyrath Mage and Vengeful Spirit, they're rotating to mid to at least get rune control, but not finding the kills they were hoping to get. SCF looking to just basically disappear when those heroes are out there and pick up farm from the jungle.
Yeah, it's smart. Like, if you feel like you're not feeling safe, just go into behind your tier 1 tower and farm the jungle stacks there. That's always smart.
They might find David gets got out of position. There comes in the slow as well as the stun. He managed to secure it out, but he gets caught out without the armor reduction. In comes the damage. This is going to be first blood. If they could only right-click him one more time,
no,
he's just
fine. He got away.
Out.
That was good. Yeah, I'm not too sure what they were really thinking with that rotation. I don't know if they smoked up. Did you see, or? Yeah,
there was a bit of a smoke up here. We have the ward to also reveal any counter smokes, or at least counter ganks here, but for the dire at least. But there was a little bit of a smoke. They walked straight on in. There was a bit of initiation, but the nicely timed skewer with the stun saved him basically. If he did that a second later, he would have got picked off, and so that was a good. I'm trying to think of the right word, but it was a good
escape, I guess.
Yeah, good escape, but it's also good intuition, you know? He just did it at the right critical moment. that basically disjointed the stun side. So it's, unfortunate for Vengeful, she didn't get the kill. Meanwhile, though, he takes more damage, and they're looking to go for the same. And out comes the Juxtapose as well as. Oh, why did he stay to right click? Why did he do that?
He should have just kept running. Yeah.
Yeah, he should have just kept running. Nice, easy pickup. This time going onto the Vengeful Spirit, not being picked up by the PL, which is unfortunate for Team DBN. But
it's not the worst though. Like giving first blood to a support always can help, getting those early words and just getting them up earlier than rather than later anyway.
Yeah, but if we look at her item group build, she's gone into the ring of protection, which tells me she's going to be building sort of not really a support build. It is going to be pseudo carry. It is going to be a mid game carry.
Or might be going for the tranquil boots maybe.
Oh, potentially, yeah. It could be wrong. It could be tranquil boots. As soon as you can find out, but it could be.
Oh no, going for the ring.
It's a ring. It tells me that she's going from mid-game plays, you know, and it means that this Lion, the Scarif Mage is playing 5-core support. Oh, look out, middle lane, there is also damage going down here, but the refractions save out the Temple Assassin, and they cannot execute a kill. Rain coming in at the right time, very good use of the casket, but just not enough damage to be able to drive down those refractions.
Yeah, not too much action in terms of like rotations, although them at least being successful. And to be honest, that's actually given a lot for the offlaners. When you're a Clockwork and you're going up against a Witch Doctor and Lion, you shouldn't be able to get these sort of high levels. I mean, it's 7 minutes in, both offlaners are level 5. If it was played right, I feel like these supports would be able to zone him out completely. Like, look where the Magnus is right now. He's heading up the creep wave. If the supports were playing this right, I feel like he'd be all the way back here. He wouldn't even be able to.
But look at the Scarif Mage. Look how much damage the Scarif Mage is suffering from those that rotation we saw from mid. So she's taking enough damage to just drive her down, so she can't afford to sort of engage because she does know that she will fall down.
Yeah, the shockwave would probably kill him. Yeah.
The one I'm really surprised about is the Juggernaut in the offlane, 48 CS into 19 denies. He's already got at least half his way towards Musk of Madness, and once he gets that, we'll start to see him play a little bit more aggressively, at least for the kills with his ult. And so that's going to create a little bit of havoc. If he can find those kills, perfect, he's going to actually get them, but if he doesn't find those kills, it could work against him because he's going to lose out on valuable CS and allow a chance for PL to catch up. So it's a bit of a race here. PL is the clock in terms of how this game is going.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it would be interesting to see actually how this game plays out with the Jug going into late game and having the... Oh, they're actually initiating onto the Magnus. They've got a slow up on him. Oh, but a good RP and he just TP's out. He's going to get out. He's going to get out. Wow. He would have died there if he didn't actually TP out there, I think, because the traps and the slow and stun from Venge, he would have died. That was actually really well played by the Magnus and escaping there.
Excellent play by Magnus. And also, he waited for the stun as well. He waited for the Vengeful Spirit stun. As soon as that stun came in, he realized, hey, you guys can't do jack against me. I'm just going to TP on out and just hope that you don't have the burst DPS damage that you might have in the late game. So, will they probably won't continually work, but for now, David, he's been able to at least...
SS actually getting dove mid, but they actually just back out. Never mind. They just fought it better against it, because actually smart move. Yeah, 2 supports, they're actually coming in with a smoke. That would have been disastrous for them, I think.
They may use this. They've got 2 stuns, they've got lockdown, they've got the ability to drive down their shields. They'll be waiting for those refractions to come off with cooldown if they can. We see here it's still sitting on 6, which is halfway through. Out comes the stun, there's the stun of the 4 refractions. Out comes the damage, there goes a kill. Excellent pickup by Sacrifusion, and Rain on Witch Doctor actually gets the secured kill. But that's exactly what Streamline are looking for.
Yeah, they're now on the board now thanks to that. And definitely good. Shutting down a TA like that before she gets too farmed and levels is always good as well. One thing I'm actually a bit interested about is like a TA. She's actually really good at stacking Ancients and actually drawing them or clearing them quite fast with the side blades. I'm surprised a lot of teams actually don't do that. They should really do that a lot more, is actually stack those Ancients and then get TA to clear it down with the side blades. I don't see that enough.
I think in this particular matchup they're more reacting to what's happening in lane, so they don't have the opportunity to get, or at least stack those. You can see here that all the opportunity to go from lane, go straight into a rotation. They're looking for those if they can, because their lineup basically needs it. They need to find those early game kills before they hit their mid game phase, because that's when the Blink Dagger is going to come up online on Magnus. And once that Blink Dagger's up on Magnus, once maybe a couple of items up on Juggernaut, they're going to have a difficult time. It's the phase that which Streamline is going to excel in, and the pressure is on DBN. If they can sort of weather that mid game phase, they might be able to take this with enough farm on the PL.
Yeah, I think that you're right. Once the Magnus gets the Blink Dagger, Streamline are probably just going to keep looking to fight. Because especially Shadow Fiends, he's already got the mech now as well. He's got the buckler and the headdress. He can already get the recipe as well. They're aiming to end this early.
There's 3 TPs in the middle. Missed initiation with the clockwork. Pity Tank does not get it out. Lead the masses spins it out, and everybody beats the feet and calls for retreat because they see there is 4 players bottom. This gives them opportunity to push the top, or at least maybe rotate to mid and pick up.
It gives him a lot of space. But that Mask of Madness, he just procced Master Madness and Phase Boots, and he has 518 movement speed. That's almost max movement speed. There was no way they were catching him unless Clock got that hook on him.
You see here, they've decided that they're going to try and make hay out of this situation. Use PL illusions for a little bit of an army here to try and push this out. There's not high enough levels here. I'll look out, lead the masses could get caught out of position. In comes the silence as well as a stun or a slow. He wants the stun. Skywrath Mage comes in as well as
that lion's gonna drop.
Lion drops down. They want to at least pursue this. Out comes the healing ward, but it's a little bit too late to save Vengeful Spirit. TA is there as well, so they have to fall back. They have to allow the tower to take some damage. I don't think it's actually going to go down, and they capitalize on that. David picks up the top tower, so this is, while it may look like that DBN have control here in terms of taking their own tier 1, they've committed 5 heroes to this.
Oh, SF's actually TPing in. Well.
YOLO as they go in for the kill. Soldier message goes out. Out comes the ult from Vengeful Spirit. He picks up TP. He wants to get the Skywrath Mage. He's going to get the Skywrath Mage. He wants to get Pootie Tang as well. Look out. Here comes the Juggernaut. He wants to assault this as much as he could possibly can. Pootie Tang is beating the tree and trying to dodge through the tree line. And also there's a stand-in from the L Street. He does come in a little bit and he beats off as well. Everybody gets out. Those 2 heroes get out, but 3 heroes for none.
Have a look at the recap there. That's a 1,700 gold change from DBN. Like, they didn't even get the tower. It's in deny range as well. So that was a really, really good trade for Stream if you think about it. I mean, all they lost was a lion. They got a tier 1 tower and they got free.
In the middle, there comes some damage. Out comes the stun onto David. David wants to scare away. He does get away. Looks like there could be a slow as well as another slow on top on Sacrifusion. They're going to come out. Looks like David is going to walk it out, but just barely because they've split their damage between the 2 heroes. And there is a critical pull. There's a tactical puppy ballers for these teams.
Yeah, but that mech charge saved the Magnus as well. He was quite close to dying. I don't think they're going to be able to kill him. If you look at it, SF has 18 armor and he's at full health.
I think if they'd concentrated their damage on at least one of those heroes instead of splitting it, they may have at least got the Magnus. In this particular matchup, they did actually split the damage. Magnus may be able to skewer out at the right time. He was slowed, and they could have just kept pursuing him, right-clicking him, and got him down and ignored the SF to a certain degree. But hey, look, with this tactical pause, we could see a turn of fortunes as the teams discuss their options. You can see here, is it a smoke? No, it's not a smoke, but they have at least the rest of the Radiant team are positioned to rotate middle, so if they dive, or if they get greedy and think they can get 2 kills, the rest of Streamline can come on in and maybe pick up 2 kills themselves. So
if I was them, I would just back out. But I think that Vengeance is going to die. That SF, he's got enough mana for raises. He's going to drop him.
It's hard to say because, you know, which way is he going to start fleeing as soon as he comes back in? Where is Sacrifusion going to look to raise? And I know it's got a reasonable splash distance, but if you miss the gauge where he's going to run to, he could potentially dodge it. You've also, so he's running the risk that if he overstays, is there a stun on Vengeful? He doesn't know yet. There's a stun on Vengeful. So if he overstays, if he looks to engage, the stun could come through and they could nuke him. Is there an ult? There's not an ult on Skywrath Mage, so they're not going to get their best damage, but there's at least a Templar Assassin who has Meld in 2 seconds, so the stun's going to give enough time for him to Meld and then pop that and then a trap, so they could get him as well. It's in the favor of the SF, but still, I think in both cases, everyone's just going to like go throw their hands up in the air and just like back off and go, yo, I don't want anything to do with this.
Yeah, they're probably going to back off, yeah. But Magnus actually has enough mana, enough gold, sorry, for the Blink Dagger now, and he's most probably just going to go for it too. So next fight, Magnus is going to have an RP up and a Blink Dagger, so they're most probably going to look to fight or push a tower at least. Yeah.
Taking this pause to review the items, you can hear like in terms of both teams, we've got primary boot conversion on a number of heroes. We've got game's resuming. Let's not talk about that. Let's look at the action, and everybody does back off.
He was going to go for it, but just missed out on that.
And Magnus,
but
Magnus immediately turned around as well. He used his bottle charges as well as his wands because he thought he might be able to get an RP on the team, and we didn't talk about that, but he got an RP on the team, and he gets his Blink Dagger. So this is where it gets really tough for DBN. They need to really find those critical moments and maybe pick off some kills where they can, because it's looking a little bit tough for them.
Yeah, another thing I think you should look at is hero levels as well. Stream are actually doing quite far in XP. They're about 6k ahead in XP, or 7.5k ahead of gold. I didn't actually expect that, but SF is level 11. The next closest to that is TA, who's level 8. Those deniers actually, or I guess just that last fight, really affecting DBN. Especially in the levels, man. SF's
a lot of advantage in here for Streamline, and they are the more seasoned team, you know. In terms of the players that they have the bigger E-rep, they have Rain on their team, so you're expecting bigger results. DBN, they have a good track record through this event as well. So, but in saying that, both teams have just basically pumped something all the way through to this matchup. So, you know, if we look at the previous matches for both of these teams, at the 14-minute mark where we are right now, both teams were at a clear, substantial advantage over 15k in everything. So this for both teams is probably the closest match that they've had in the series so far. So both are probably thinking a little bit more reserved. This is a little bit tougher than I expected it to be. The kill differential is only 4 to 2, so it's only 2 kills. That's nothing. That's nothing in the grand scheme of things.
Well, it's a pretty quiet game, but I mean, it's, what, 6 kills in 14 minutes? It's pretty quiet, but I mean, most teams, they did try for it. Trying to go into
he missed the flint skewer. He gets swapped out. He looks like he might get something. Juggernaut comes in with a stunt as well. Putting is there. He wants the hook, but without the vengeful spirit, decides he's going to back off. They're going to give up the tower. They've given up a kill. It's now 5 for 2. Slight advantage in the favor of Streamline, but Streamline are going to go into as well. It looks like they blink in. They want to find the kills. They're going to take Roshan if they can, and that's
they'll be able to take it fast. The SF aura is up now. Juggernaut has Mask of Mana, Stealing Ward as well. I don't even think DBN can contest this as well.
MVP Pootie Tang, watch this. He's going to definitely come in at the right moment and look to hook shot this. I guarantee this will Oh, come on, he did it last time.
I think he didn't have vision. The rocket flare was on cooldown as well. He did
it last time. He did it in one of the matches I watched before where he hooked in, stole the Aegis. Died twice, but still stole the Aegis. So
it's good sometimes.
Play, yeah. And
even if
anyone
you
can do it, Clockwork can do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he did get the Aegis, that would stop the push, because look at them. They know that they can take all the towers now, and that's what they're going to do. They've got Aegis, they're just going to go to each outer tower and just take it and then assume map control. So it's going to be really, really hard for DBN to come back in this now, I think, once they've got all the outer towers.
And it's like, let's have a look at Juggernaut. We haven't talked about Juggernaut too much because he has been off-laning and kind of been non-engaging, but he's decently farmed for a 15-minute Juggernaut. He has a Mask of Madness, he has a Yasha, he also has the Aegis, so he's got no fear in terms of being picked off, because he knows that, hey look, if I come back off an Aegis, I can probably take someone before I die. Whereas the rest of the Radiant team, they're positioning themselves to at least try and take this bottom tower. You can see that that's where they want to be, and Pootie Tang is going to be critical here. He's the hero we need to watch in terms of initiation and counter initiation, because it all relies on how he plays as to how the next team fighting turns out.
This SF has invis, oh, there goes the Requiem, and Finch is already dead. Wow.
Yeah, Venturing gets burned down, Pootie Tang gets stunned up, he gets skewered out, he's out of position, he uses a hook shot, but just like he throws up the woods, Cogs, he does manage to get range, but range has heal up already, he's just right clicking it out, and down goes 2 heroes, Lion has dropped, Vengeful has dropped, who will be next? RP comes into play, this is looking like it's going to be a good pickup for one of these teams. Out goes the Witch Doctor, he falls down, there goes the Magnus, good pickup for DBN, they managed to take it out, the refraction's being too much, and Sacrifusion taking a lot of damage, PL just burning away that mana, he has that diffusal, and that is going to be him dead as well, and that's a 4 for none. That's a disaster for Streamline.
Yeah, that's going to be a big gold swing. I'm not too sure why they wanted to push that or do that fight, because Jug was up top, and I mean, the only trade they really got from it was they picked up Avenge and got a tier 2. I still don't know if that was worth it, because that FS was worth a lot. And yeah, I question them trying to fight without the Juggernaut there. That was a bit strange.
It's also at the same time we're looking at Phantom Master at 17 minutes. He has all the Delta again. He's going to be putting into that Manta, and once he gets that Manta, then you're looking at a difficult game, because then of course he's going to get hard after that. He's going to start to be tanky, but it gives him just so much more pushing lane potential with that Manta. So
a lot of PLs actually these days, they're actually going for Skadi over Heart, mainly because the Diffusal and Skadi stack. And yeah, that's what I just noticed a lot more these days. It's Skadi over Heart.
Yeah, it's a race. To me, this is how the game is going to play out. It comes down to Juggernaut and PL. They were the opposing tri-lane heroes. There were the heroes picking up the fight. Jug's got a substantial CS advantage and gold per minute advantage. Has he got a good net worth over there?
Actually, yeah, let's have a look at net worth.
Yeah. Oh. Don't remember my buttons. There we go. He's got a substantial lead of only the 1100 gold over that of the PL, but PL has the has the annoying factor of that he's cancel answer. That's what he does. He like just draws the game out, and the later the game goes on, every minute that ticks away is in the favor of PL. So we have to be very careful here if we're DBN not to throw, because if they lose a couple of critical kills. Oh, look out, nice hook shot, insult, lead the mess is caught out of position, he uses he gets one, can he get two? He looks to spin up, he wants to desperately get two, but he gets stunned in, he trades himself, out comes RP, he comes in at the right for a moment, there's the Aegis, it goes off, he's looking to spin, in comes the damage, there comes the Windstructor, oh, it's clean, uptime, ding ding ding, aisle 3, everybody's getting absolutely nuked, but there's only 2 heroes, 4-1 and an Aegis. So, good pickup.
That drops up as well.
Nice. 3 kills for Streamline. They pick it up and they just come back from that.
Middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, that Aegis was key as well. The Jug was really lucky to have that. But what you have to notice as well is this Magnus, he hasn't maxed skewers, he's maxed in power. Purely because he knows he's versing cancel answer. So he's already chucked that in the Jug. So he's already got that 50% bleed damage as well. And 50%.
Yeah, and when you say that, I now understand why we don't have an early Battle Fury on Jug.
Yeah, there's just no need.
There's no need. Yeah, he's got the Magnus, and so that's going to help with the cancel answer. Oh, Putty Tang is there. He wants the hook shot. 1 second.
Nice swap.
Nice. Out comes the big KK. Putty Tang drops first. Down goes the Vengeful Spirit. Magnus pays the price as well, but they're going to go in. Right click's going down. One more right click to kill off the Phantom Lancer. He managed to dodge. It does look like he's going to get away. He manages not to get away. He falls at 3. Down goes the Templar Assassin. It's now becoming a steamroll as they look to try and assault the tier 3. They're knocking on the door, and they are going to go the high ground.
That was actually quite disastrous, eh? they're going to get this. They're going to get this Rax, I think, almost. Is there any buybacks on the dire side?
We're looking at no buyback. 1 buyback, I think, is for Clockwork, but he's going to come back up anyway. The rest of the damage is now being applied to the rest of the team. They really have to come in here. Clockwork, yeah, here he goes. Here comes the Clockwork. He wants to cock it up, but he gets hexed out. He gets nuked out. He falls down. This is a Rax. If anything, this is the game. This is the fight that means everything. There goes another hero. There's a hero. It's a double team wipe for DBN, and it looks like Streamline are taking this all the way to the throne.
Yeah, they might actually know, who knows, they might just go for Rax because PL is up now, TA as well, and because it's so early, they're all up in like 15 seconds as well. They might just back out, or they might just go for their tier 2 at bot. But yeah, that was quite disastrous.
It's 2 heroes versus 5. They could have just taken this right now. It could have been a throne. But they're feeling confident in their position. They're going to like, hey, let's not overextend. Let's back off a little bit and let's just give them a little bit of space.
Well, yeah, with this whole rubber band effect with Dota now, since the changes a couple of patches ago, you've got to play safe these days. Because if you all died there, PL got a couple of kills, it just rubber bands the other way, and you get like 2,000-3,000 gold. It's that whole rubber band effect. It's better to play safe Dota than risk it and go for the end. But yeah, Jug's actually going for the Skadi already. He's actually quite close as well. He's got Skadi in 700 odd gold. And
there comes the RP as well as the Juggernaut ult. And out comes the right clicks, but the refraction and the Mal manages to save him. Out comes the Skewer, it comes on through. This is going to be 2 pickups. Out comes the SF. Oh, Putty Tang goes down. Down goes Vengeful Spirit as well.
That was a really good dodge from the PL as well. He dodged that Requiem with the old Doppelganger.
This is a cleanup. This is absolutely a cleanup. If they can find PL, if they can find it 1 more kill, they will take another set of Rex. They're going to apply the pressure, but I don't know if they'll actually take it with, as you said before, the kill counts being very, very low. Shout out to Birdie, my old teammate, who's actually agreeing with you in terms of the Skadi pickup over Heart for PL, just because he's got his illusions don't need to survive as long anymore.
Well, not just that, it's Heart is really good. It still makes your illusions quite tanky, but Skadi does the same sort of thing for it, but it also adds that slow effect as well. And it doesn't cancel out the diffusal, it stacks. So that means all your illusions will mana burn and slow. And it's quite big in that sort of regard, because you, what's it called, his Phantom Rush? 4-second cooldown, his illusions will constantly run up on you and slow you straight away. It's quite a good just controlling and tanky as well. It's just an all-around good item, because it gives them stats as well. A hero like Phantom Lancer, stats is really good. But yeah, Jug's got Scotty now, so I'm not too sure what DBN can really do here, to be honest. It's looking quite grim for them.
Look, they seem to me like the team that's not going to be denied. They're going to fight it out and take it all the way to the limit if they can, because they're going to try and buy as much time. This is my perspective. They're going to try and buy as much time as they possibly can for the PL. Doesn't matter how grim the game is. They're banking all their sort of eggs into a basket when it comes to PL. TA, her time is over. It's 23 minutes. She hasn't been able to take the mid-game or early game. It's now all resting on the shoulders of PL with Vengeful Spirit's aura up there with great initiation from Clockwork. They have the potential to out-initiate the Streamline.
Oh, there goes the Scaraf, I think. He's, 1, 2. Oh, wow! 5 health! But I think PL's dead now here. PL's dead. And he doesn't have buyback as well. Yeah, I think that's GG. If I was DBN, you got no buyback. That's another lane of Rax.
Yeah, and here comes Jug. Jug manages only to get 2 hits. Mel manages to burn it off, but they're going to at least apply some pressure onto this tier 3 tower. Potentially take a set of Rax. It does look like this could be Rax. The defense from DBN, they don't have the team fight. They don't have any big ultis like here comes the Clockwork. Pretty tank. He cracks out both the cogs as well as his stick to try and survive. He's trying all he can, but the Witch Doctor cleans up.
He melted that TA as well. That was a really good hit from the Lion, and then instantly the Witch Doctor put up his ulti as well. And that TA dropped. Yeah, but I don't think they can really come back from this.
Yeah, the Blade Fury from Pretty Tank didn't mean anything. And as you said, they are going to bend the knee. They are going to fall on their sword. They're going to take it to the
victory
guts.
requiem.
Yeah, and they're gonna GG out. So congratulations to Team Streamline for taking this out. At least they win this particular match. If you're interested to know what actually happens from here on out, the top 2 teams from each of the brackets, this is bracket A, this is bracket B, the top 2 teams go on to play on both Saturday, Sunday and Monday over the Anzac weekend to determine which team is the best team, at least in the Anzac series. So shout out also to the Anzac admins for running this, because if you didn't have those admins to sort of deal with all the dramas of teams, you wouldn't have any. Thanks to you too, Sir Jeff, for coming along. Fantastic.
No problem, I enjoyed myself, man. It was a good game as well. Stream were really strong. I feel like this game they just sort of had a really mindset of what to do. They knew they could push early, and then they did it and executed it really well. But it was fun. Thanks for having me.
And I was Omega Kai. If you like what you heard, like what you saw, you can go along to www.facebook.com/OmegaKaiDota or go to Twitch TV/Omega Kai. That's OMEGAKAI. I am the Castle of the Spectacular Vernacular, your digital MC, so hopefully you will hit like, you will hit follow, and you'll be able to see what it is that I'm casting every day. I'll return tomorrow, same time, same place, hopefully not the same MO. Hopefully we get more than a 25-minute game out of the 2 teams, but thanks to you guys, and see you next time.